Hi guys, I'm Grizzly. Today we're going to talk about Elden Ring and the accessibility issue that's been talked about a lot recently. It's been argued over, it's been controversial, but we're going to get into it. My story with FromSoft games started with Dark Souls 3 in 2017. And the thing I like about Dark Souls games is that they're as accessible as you make them. They're as hard as you make them. The game designers let you choose whether you want the game to be more difficult, or there's gimmicky ways to cheese every boss almost. But it seems the rise of popularity in these games have sparked controversy and discussions that, in my opinion, don't really make much sense.
Why I think accessibility is really important and how common of a conversation accessibility is where FromSoft games are concerned, and why I do think it would be great if disabled players could play Elden Ring, even though it is already currently their most accessible game. There's a lot of room for improvement. But we're also going to talk about... I don't even know where to start. There are a bunch of negative reviews on Steam for Elden Ring because Shadow of the Erd Tree is considered too hard. I never thought we would get to a landscape where people will admit that they found a FromSoft game too hard. Like, even if people do, I never thought that they would admit it. Now, it's worth noting that the presence of this has been a little bit exaggerated. A lot of the negative reviews on Steam are also people complaining about the performance problems, which are there, they are consistent. And that's a separate story that I've spoken about before that people did not want to hear, which is that, yeah, FromSoft really gets a pass for a lot of things sometimes. Like, the reviews were all 10 out of 10, even though most of these people are playing. So this is the second half of this video, where I'm going to talk specifically about accessibility, and even just a lot of people really not understanding the conversation about accessibility in Elden Ring. It has been brought up various times across various mediums by various people that Elden Ring is not, or FromSoft games in general, are not particularly accessible to disabilities. When people are asking for accessibility, are not actually asking for an easy mode. That isn't the intent. Here's the thing I want to spell out where accessibility is concerned. People who are disabled, I felt myself doing it, I'm going to do it, is another tangent. There are also multiple kinds of disabilities, especially where gaming is concerned. There are long-term disabilities, there are situational disabilities, there are temporary disabilities. It counts as a disability where a video game like Elden Ring is concerned if you have a kid. You have a 2-year-old, you're trying to play Elden Ring, you can't pause. It is a situational disability that you...
Alright, look. So, it just amazes me how so many people are complaining about a pause menu when there's so many things in the game that you can do that allows you to immediately stop playing it. Here's just a few examples of how easy it is to step away from the game that you complain is too hard to step away from. At the end of the day, I'm not denying that the argument that Elden Ring and Dark Souls can't have a pause button is kind of stupid, but it's really not that big of a deal. There's so many other titles that don't have a pause button either, and no one seems to go after them like they do FromSoft games. It's just weird how much backlash that these games have gotten since their release. I mean, since it won the Game of the Year, all there is has been discourse. But it's truly incredible what FromSoft has been able to do in just a few short years.
Elden Ring!
FromSoft games are my favorite games. I play them a lot. They're probably the majority of what I play. And the controversy that FromSoft has been able to create, there's been content creators that have been able to be incredibly successful on making content that talks about the conversations people have about them. And people like Asmongold and Moist Critical, they make entertaining content surrounding those topics. But Miyazaki is unique in the game industry. It's because of him that there's a whole genre of games dedicated to the style of games that he created. And he didn't get in that position by making a game that's accessible for everyone. He did that by following his own vision of the game that he wanted to create, and he's incredibly successful for it. I challenge people to let developers make the game they want to make, and if you like it, play it. If you don't, well, don't buy it. That's all I got, guys. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, like and subscribe, share this video and comment on it. I'd love to see what you think about this. I'm Grizzly Games, and we'll see you on the next one.
Oh, let's just be real. Elden Ring should have a pause. And let's be even more real. Elden Ring does have a pause. How do you do the pause in Elden Ring again? I might forget.
びっくりしました。ありがとうございます。